Hi, it's Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I really need a fresh start going into 2023. So I have done some book buying over the last year and I was like, oh, I really want to do a book haul, but it's been like months and months and months of books. So I figure the best way to kind of like reset is to just do a physical TBR video. So I'm gonna be taking you through all the books that I physically own on my bookshelf that I have yet to read, my physical TBR, and that will reset all of my book hauls. So anything after this video that I buy, I will put in a book haul video for you in a timely manner going forward. So let's get started. So let me kind of introduce you to how my shelves are organized. So I have you on my standing desk, so let's go up. All right, I'm on my tippy toes, but I have a Billy bookshelf and it has 6 shelves. The top shelf are all my read book of the month books. I had some overspill, but I literally just did an unhaul and unhauled so many book of the month books and other books as well. I will link that up for you if you're interested in watching it. So yeah, all the books up here have been read, so we can skip this shelf. The shelf down below have books I haven't read. The third from the top have books I haven't read. Let me bring you down. And then the fourth from the top book has a couple books I haven't read, but actually it's maybe half and half. So we'll get to that one of books I haven't and have read. And then the second from the bottom are all books that I've read already. And the very last shelf are like Chase's books and some like miscellaneous books that don't need to be talked about. So we're mainly focusing on shelf 2, 3, 4 for this video. First, we have Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi. We have Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. I'm very excited to get to this. And it's the same author that wrote 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I've been just highly anticipating it and just haven't been prioritizing because I'm so excited and I don't want to like not love it. So I need to read that. Also, I gotta try to keep this video short. I have some nonfiction, The Drunkard's Walk, and How Randomness Rules Our Lives, 100 Flowers, Wuthering Heights, Sharp Objects. I recently picked this up from a little free library down by my parents' house. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, A Girl with a Pearl Earring, The White Witch of Rose Hall. It's on the side, I don't have the dust jacket. 1984, I really want to get to this as well. This is like a classic. I feel like it will have connections for me as a vegan, and I don't know. I really don't know that much about it, but I feel like maybe I'll connect with it in a different way because of that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And then I have this really cool edition of The Picture of Dorian Gray and Other Works by Oscar Wilde. I think this is like a Barnes & Noble edition, and it has gold foiling. It's so pretty, and I really want to reread A Picture of Dorian Gray. I read it in high school. This is just kind of like a really chunky copy to try to physically read from, but it's pretty. And then I have this other pretty edition of Crime and Punishment by the Russian guy. Pretty sure it's Russian. I don't know if I will like this book. I kind of was like, this was when I was like in college. I was picking up these books with my friend Ruth because we were like, yeah, we want to have libraries, we want to have beautiful books, and we would like buy these special editions of classic books. And I don't know if I'm really interested in this, but I have it because it's beautiful, and maybe I will read it in 10 years. Madame Bovary, Go Ask Alice. Chase read this in high school and brought this into the house, said it was good. I'm intrigued. I have the first 3 books in Game of Thrones. I have this French edition of Girl Online by Zoe Sugg. I love Zoe Sugg. I know some people love to hate her or whatever, but I still stan Zoe. I love watching her vlogs, and when I was in Paris, I picked up this French edition. As you can see, it's in French. I don't speak French, I'm not fluent in French, but I've been studying it like on Duolingo for fun for a very, very long time. So it was like my dream to be able to properly read this one day. So, but I think it's just really cool to have one of Zoe's like products or whatever. So, cause I'm not really like a person to buy YouTuber products, but I was there and it's like extra special because it's in French. Like how cool is that? The Good Earth, Jade City, and Jade War. I really need to get to these. I'm very excited. This huge copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I am very interested in reading this, though I kind of want to listen to it as well because I've heard the audiobook is really, really good. I'm pretty sure it's narrated by Jeanette. So that's it for this second shelf. So let's go down a shelf. All right, now we are on this middle shelf. This is the third from the top. And yeah, let's get to it. I have this TBR jar that I should probably use more. It should be fun. I probably read a handful of the ones that are in here, but also probably there are probably more prompts in here that I haven't read. They're just like books, book titles. Got some notes, wedding stuff. The Pillar of the Earth. This is massive and it's so floppy, but my mom absolutely loves this book. She thinks it's so good and I am so intrigued to read it. I'm just like very intimidated because it's massive and not my typical read. It's like deep into historical fiction. Like this is historical fiction, you know what I mean? Like painting the Sistine Chapel or whatever it's called, kind of historical. But she says there's so much drama, so I'm intrigued. Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I have the Poppy War trilogy. I did read the first one, but I have not read The Dragon Republic and The Burning God, so those are on my TBR. Memoirs of a Geisha, Pope Joan, The Secret History. Then I have a trilogy, but I only have 2 books in it. I did read the first one, The Bronze Horseman. I guess it's like the Bronze Horseman trilogy, but I got the third one at like a Goodwill. So I will probably pick up the second one so I can read the second one, which will be on my TBR, and then the third one, which is on my physical TBR. First one I read. Nighthawk and Jewel by Beverly Jenkins. Deadly Rumors. Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. I'm excited to get into this universe. Beauty Tempts the Beast and When a Duke Loves a Woman by Lorraine Heath. They're both in the same series. It's like book 4 and 6. I didn't read the other ones yet, but these are physically on my TBR. I thrifted them. The Hellion and the Hero. Pachinko. It's shameful that I haven't finished this. I did start it and then I was really sad and then I put it down because I didn't want to be sad. But I do desperately want to read this because I know it's going to be beautiful and I know a lot of people love it. She Who Became the Sun, another shameful one that I haven't read that I desperately, desperately need to read. Animal Farm. Oh, maybe this is the one I was thinking about for the vegan stuff, which would make more sense, by the same author, George Orwell, instead of 1984. Whoops. My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. River Sing Me Home. Georgie All Along. Ariadne. Black Cake. The 7.5. What is it? Sorry. That's funny. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I am the last person on the planet to read this book at this point. Peach Blossom Spring. Kekai. I think, I don't know how to pronounce that right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna look it up at some point. All right, that's it for this shelf now. So if we move down to my last shelf that has unread books on it, which is the third from the bottom. Okay, we're kind of at the awkward stage of filming this where I'm kneeling uncomfortably on the ground, but we're gonna power through. So this is the last shelf where I have unread books, so let's get started. A Castle in the Clouds, Beheld. I have the Broken Earth trilogy. I did read the first one, the 5th season. So the next 2 in the series, the Obelisk Gate and the Stone Sky, are on my physical TBR. I have this Mistborn trilogy box set. I have not read any of them, so it's Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages. Excited to try Brandon Sanderson out for the first time. Things We Never Got Over. I'm also really excited to get to this. The romance girlies have been loving this, and I know the second one came out, and they look so cute together, like a blue and pink one. So if I really like this, I'll probably buy a physical copy of the second one. The 3 Body Problem. This is a sci-fi written by a Chinese author, and I'm so hyped to be in my sci-fi era. Magic Lessons. The Magnolia Palace. Babel. I am in fact almost halfway through this, but I put it down back in like October and have not picked it up since. It's currently the end of February, so still on my TBR. All right, so those are all the books I physically have on my TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what books you think I should prioritize over others, and I will do my best to read them ASAP. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it, and I will catch you in another video. Bye.